At 93, Angie Dickinson comes forward about Robert Redford. Angie Dickinson was born Angeline Brown on September 30th, 1931 in Colm, North Dakota. Emerged from humble roots in a small Midwestern town to become Hollywood's most glamorous and versatile leading lady. Her early life was worlds away from the spotlight. She was the child of Frederica and Leo Henry Brown, who were of German origin. Coming of age during the Great Depression, Angie nurtured a good work ethic and a resolve that would serve her well in her subsequent long and illustrious career. She moved with her family to Burbank, California, after which she studied at Immaculate Heart College and subsequently at Glendale College, where her intelligence, charm, and good looks made her a standout. At first, she hoped to be a writer or work off stage, but destiny pushed her in the direction of the entertainment industry. She made her acting debut almost by chance when she entered a beauty contest in the early 1950s and impressed the casting department. With her beauty, husky voice, and compelling on-screen presence, she soon started getting minor roles on TV and in the movies. Angie struggled hard through her early years working on hit anthology TV shows and westerns. During the mid-1950s, she had begun working with some of Hollywood's largest stars, gaining experience and confidence. Her big breakthrough was in Howard Hawks' Western classic Rio Bravo, 1959, in which she co-starred with John Wayne, Dean Martin, and Ricky Nelson. Angie's performance of the rough but sensitive saloon girl Feathers established her as a household name and demonstrated she could stand her ground against many of the most powerful male stars of the day. During the 1960s, Angie Dickinson became a leading lady in Hollywood. She naturally possessed the talent to move back and forth between genres, acting in westerns, crime dramas, thrillers, and high society romances. Her performances were admired for their complexity as she reconciled poise with emotional fragility. Some of her standout roles included Ocean's 11, 1960 with Frank Sinatra and the Rat Pack, and a string of high-profile thrillers and dramas that highlighted her capacity to infuse the screen with sophistication and strength. Aside from her thespian work, Angie became the face of Hollywood fashion, appearing on magazine covers and walking the red carpet at award shows that firmly entrenched her as both a star of the screen and the realm of fashion. The 1960s and 1970s were the heights of Dickinson's career. She was a regular in both film and television, co-starring with some of the largest stars of the time. She acted in movies like Ocean's 11, 1960, with Frank Sinatra and the Rat Pack, exposing her to a whole new audience and cementing her image as glamorous and able to hold her own against Hollywood's elite. Some of her more notable appearances were in The Killers, 1964, Point Blank, 1967, and Big Bad Mama, 1974, in which she showed off an adventurous and risky side, never hesitating to get involved in parts that challenged women in films to be otherwise at the time. Her range enabled her to move from one genre to another, from westerns to crime dramas to comedies, without losing her distinctive presence on screen. Her career soared in the 1970s when she assumed the pioneering role of Sergeant Suzanne Pepper Anderson in the popular television series Policewoman from 1974 to 1978. This role was pioneer at the time, as it put a female character in the traditionally male-dominated realm of law enforcement dramas. Angie's depiction of Pepper was glamorous and tough, combining beauty with brains and strength, and she captured the hearts of audiences everywhere. The series earned her not only rave reviews, but also opened doors for additional female-starring television shows in the years that would follow. Dickinson won Golden Globe Awards and nominations for her work, and she became an inspiration to many women who saw her strength and independence. Despite Policewoman, Angie persisted to work consistently in television and film, demonstrating her longevity in a business that tended to support younger talent. She appeared in highly acclaimed productions like Brian De Alma's Dress, To Kill 1980, wherein her performance as a lonely housewife affirmed her dramatic skill and her capacity to convey vulnerability to complex characters. During the 1980s and 1990s, Dickinson continued to work in television and film, selecting roles that tested her, as well as her own personal development as an individual and as a performer. Angie Dickinson's life, both private and public, was full of both success and adversity that helped create the talented woman she is. Her first husband was Gene Dickinson, whom she married in 1952. Gene was then a star college football player regarded for his athleticism and discipline, a combination that embodied the all-American male ideal of the 1950s. Gene abandoned his professional athletic career to eventually enter the electronics business, an industry that was just taking off in post-war America. The marriage continued officially until 1960, but the couple had already broken up in 1956. Even with the drama that filled their time together, Angie's relationship with Gene was significant to her early days as she struggled to get a grip in Hollywood. Interestingly, she continued to use his surname Dickinson, her ex-husband's, even after their divorce, and it remained the name she used for her professional career and by which she would eventually be known around the world. This choice not only marked continuity in professional identity, but also granted her a certain uniqueness in Hollywood, where brand recognition often could make a huge difference in career longevity. With Gene Dickinson, Angie also forged close and enduring friendships with several very influential people. Among them, the renowned economist John Kenneth Galbraith and his wife Catherine. The Galbraiths belonged to an intellectual and diplomatic coterie that provided Angie with a glimpse into a world far away from Hollywood. By virtue of her friendship with them, she was exposed to provocative discussions on politics, international economics, and culture, which opened her eyes and introduced her to living among people of extraordinary intelligence and power. When John Kenneth Galbraith became the U.S. ambassador to India at the behest of President John F. Kennedy, Angie went to visit the Galbraith abroad. Her trips and the time she spent traveling with them while they were on posting in India left such a deep impression that they were mentioned in Galbraith's memoirs, Ambassador's Journal, and A Life in Our Times. Mention of these in his books not only signifies the intensity of their friendship, but also proves that Angie occupied a special position in the lives of influential and sophisticated personalities beyond entertainment circles. In 1965, Angie Dickinson started a new chapter in her life when she wed the world-famous composer and songwriter Burt Bacharach. Bacharach was already a giant of the music world, renowned for his elegant melodies and revolutionary approach to pop music. They were one of the most glamorous couples of the time, combining Hollywood star power with musical brilliance. Their 16-year marriage was a remarkable tenure by Hollywood standards, although it was not uncomplicated. In the latter part of their union, they spent some time apart, during which both had other relationships, but still shared an attachment that ultimately reunited them for a period.